I do interviews, I get DMs, I get comments, and I swear to God, anything dealing with you, when is a new Black Star album coming out? When is a new Black Star album coming out? So please tell us everything that you can tell us about the Black Star album, the second album, and how you went about making it.
Well, Jasmin Leigh is my brother, and shout out to him. Yeah. And he has inspired me to be the best version of myself, so I really love him for that. Madlib is my brother. It was Jasmin's idea that we do a whole album with Madlib. He's actually been saying this for years. Okay. I did an album with Madlib called Liberation. But Jasmin has been saying Madlib is the best person suited for the Black Star sound. Yeah. And so when Jasmin was in South Africa and all the stories were going on around him, I actually went to see him. I stopped my tour for a second and went to see him. And I realized that I wasn't as concerned or interested in the Black Star album as I maybe thought I was. And I was more concerned and interested in my brother and my friend.
That's right.
And what started to happen was as I changed the way in which I changed my intentions behind my relationship with Jasmin, I intentionally would be like, you know what? Our relationship is not about music. It's about our brotherhood and our friendship. Right. I stopped asking about it, stopped thinking about it, stopped caring about it. And when I did that, it started to happen organically.
Wow.
And I always keep a bunch of Madlib beats on me. Any good rapper does.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. And I'd be around him and we'd be hanging out and he'd be like, play these beats, play them beats. He'd start sketching up things. But what I would do, shout out to Federico Lopez, and I would also bring my engineer.
Yeah.
And wherever we were staying, once I realized that he was in the mind state and mentality of maybe recording, that's when I started bringing Federico back. And it wouldn't be no pressure.
Yeah.
It would just be like, yo, the engineer's here. Yeah. If you just feeling anything. And then he started coming to Yellow Springs. Yeah. And so we started doing shows with Dave Chappelle, traveling with Dave. Yeah. We would be backstage hanging out while Dave was on stage doing comedy, and Federico would be there. Yeah. And like, yo, you want to set up the mic? A couple of those songs were recorded backstage at Dave Chappelle shows, you know, in Dave Chappelle's garage, in hotels all across Europe.
That's right. You live,
and so what I realized was when I did the first Black Star album, the only thing that was happening in my life was Black Star. I wasn't known as a rapper. I didn't have family responsibilities. And if the Black Star album didn't happen, I don't know what I was going to do. So it was like every fiber of my being went to making that album. And what I got to the point where I realized I have to give that same dedication. Okay. So when I understood that I have to stop thinking of Talib Kweli, the solo artist, stop thinking about your Vody media, stop thinking about relationship drama, whatever I'm going through, and just...
And the album you're sitting on, that's great.
Yeah, I got other projects.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about all that and put myself in the mind state I was when I had nothing on my plate besides the Black Star album. But I had to wait for Jasmin to get there organically. Yes. Once I realized he was there organically, the time is right. And the album is called No Fear of Time. Yeah, for that reason. And Luminary is a very exciting app and website that this show People's Party is on. Yes. You get the exclusive audio of People's Party episodes on Luminary first. Then you get the visuals on UPROXX. And shout out to UPROXX for putting all of this in motion. Midnight Miracle was the podcast that during the pandemic, Jasmin and Dave and I, we recorded a podcast. That's exclusively on Luminary. Jasmin on this show very eloquently explained why he has a problem with the mathematics behind the DSPs. Yeah. On the Midnight Miracle, we have an episode called Bugs Bunny Mathematics.
Yes, Bugs Bunny. I know.
One of my favorite episodes we've ever done. Yeah. Who explains how we wanted to be compensated. And let's be clear, Universal, they bought the UPROXX catalog and they say that they own the Black Star album, but they don't. So we coming after Universal next because we are tired of these colonizers saying that they own stuff and profiting for years off of stuff that they didn't write. They didn't make no beats, they didn't write no rhymes.
Exactly.
And as I stated before, the Black Star album was a situation where it was a contract between me and UPROXX and the Reflection Eternal album. Yeah. There is no Black Star contract. That y'all see, we've never signed a Black Star record. Maybe we signed the one at MCA, I'm not sure. But as far as what Universal, with the Black Star album that Universal has been selling for 20 years. And they asked me to promote their reissues whenever they put it out.
Wow.
They don't actually own that album. So y'all are put on notice as of this moment. We are coming for our shit.
I love it.
Absolutely. a lot of people, not a lot, a small, loud fringe minority complained about, well, what about what I want? I say the Black Star album is going to live exclusively on Luminary. You have to subscribe to Luminary, and you subscribe to Luminary, and that's where you get to hear it. And that's because that's where we wanted to put it.
Well, artists have the right to like own, have control over how their work is.
I'm a fan of Black Star.
Yeah, distributed.
I want to be able to hear Black Star whenever I want to hear it. I get it. I want to have Black Star vinyl the day it comes out. I get it. I want that too. But because I'm a fan of Black Star, I am a fan of Black Star. So because I'm a fan of Black Star, I'm a fan of what Black Star wants to do.
Right, and that's Luminary.
Because I'm a fan of Black Star says Luminary makes sense for us, and this is how we get paid.
And there's a reason. It's not like you're doing it just to be silly. It's because there's a real political reason why you're making that decision to take the power away from these other entities.
We as a collective society do not value art.
Come on.
We value iPhones and sneakers and marijuana and whatever. And we'll spend in a given day, on one day, people with disposable income will spend $300 on some weed, $500 on some on a cell phone.
Right.
But people spend all this money on stuff, but don't want to give an artist $10 for an album, and then be like, "Why can't I have it on Spotify?" Because you can't have it. And if you want it that bad, you should just make it. And if you can't make it, you should come to where we got it at.
Go to Luminary.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. Now you can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it.